Every empire thinks it'll last forever until its own money turns against it. Rome, Spain, Britain all collapsed the same way. Not from enemies or wars, but from their currency dying from within. And the US is showing the same signs right now. In this video, we're not talking about wars or invasions. Empires don't fall because someone stronger comes along. They fall because a system they built begins to rot from the inside out, in more ways than one. From the Roman denarius to the Spanish silver dollar, from the British pound to the modern US dollar, the pattern repeats with mathematical precision. It's not superstition, it's cause and effect. We'll trace how wealth turns into arrogance, innovation turns into bureaucracy, and how prosperity turns into decay. By the end, you'll understand exactly where the United States fits on this timeline and what history says happens next. Every empire begins with hunger. Rome started as a backwater village surrounded by enemies. Spain was a poor kingdom united after centuries of war with the Moors. Britain was an island nation overshadowed by continental powers. America was a cluster of colonies fighting for survival. In this first stage, discipline is everything. The people work hard, save resources, value honor over comfort. Money still has meaning because it's backed by effort, production, or something tangible. Gold, silver, grain, even land. Trade grows, productivity explodes, wealth starts flowing in faster than it flows out. There's a sense of mission to civilize, to conquer, to innovate. This stage feels unstoppable, but it carries a seed of its own destruction, success, because success creates comfort. Once the machine of growth starts rolling, no one wants to slow it down. Expansion feeds the illusion of control. Every victory, every new colony, every profitable trade route convinces the empire that its destiny is permanent. The currency becomes trusted worldwide. Foreigners want it. Merchants trust it. Soldiers are paid in it. But the cost of the empire rises exponentially. Armies, navies, bureaucracies, subsidies, welfare, interest payments, and instead of slowing down, empires double down. They borrow against tomorrow's success. Confidence turns into arrogance. The belief sets in that we can always afford it. Here's where every empire begins to drift from reality. The citizens get used to prosperity. Politicians buy loyalty with public money. Rome promised free grain to citizens. Spain promised endless wealth from the New World. Britain promised jobs from colonies. America promises low taxes and unlimited credit. The spending looks harmless at first. Just one more road, program, war to keep the world safe. But the bills pile up. To pay them, governments expand their power. New taxes, laws, and regulations. And when even that isn't enough, they turn to the most seductive tool ever invented, creating money from nothing. It starts small. Rome reduces the silver in its coins. Spain floods Europe with new silver. Britain prints bonds. America issues debt backed only by faith. Each believes it can manage the process. Each tells its citizens, this time is different. It never is. This is where the slow decay begins. In Rome, the denarius dropped from 100% silver to less than 5%. In Spain, the flood of silver caused prices to soar tenfold in a century. In Britain, the pound left the gold standard twice in one lifetime. In America, the dollar lost more than 90% of its purchasing power in the past century. When money loses its meaning, society starts to lose its balance. At first, people celebrate. The economy feels strong. Everyone's spending, markets rise. But the prosperity is fake. It's built on liquidity, not productivity. The middle class gets squeezed. Savings buy less every year. People take on debt just to maintain the lifestyle they already had. And as frustration rises, trust begins to die. Trust in government, banks, institutions, in each other. History shows that once an empire's money starts lying, everything built on that money starts lying too. Now the cracks are visible. In late stage Rome, the elite lived in marble villas while citizens queued for free bread. In Spain, nobles imported silk and art while peasants starved under taxes. In Britain, industrial tycoons thrived while entire cities fell into poverty after the wars. Today, in the United States, the wealth gap is the widest in modern history. The top 1% own more than the bottom 90%. Houses, education, and healthcare become luxuries, but rather than fix the system, leaders double down. They print more money, borrow more, spend more, because the alternative is admitting decline. They create distractions, partisan fights, cultural wars, promises of equity or growth. But underneath, the structure weakens. Empires don't collapse because of one bad policy. They collapse when citizens no longer believe they share the same destiny. When half the country thinks the system is rigged and the other half is too busy benefiting from it to care. That's stage 5. This is the point of no return. Money can still circulate, but confidence can't. In late Rome, soldiers demanded payment in gold, not silver. In Spain, lenders refused to buy government bonds. In Britain, foreign holders dumped pounds for dollars. And now, countries are slowly diversifying away from the dollar, trading in local currencies, buying gold again. Domestically, you see the same signs. People leaving high-tax states, companies moving production overseas, citizens hoarding assets instead of investing in their own country. When belief dies, laws stop working. When money is no longer trusted, people look for alternative systems, cryptocurrency, barter, parallel economies. The empire still looks powerful on paper, military, GDP, technology, but inside it's hollow. Power without trust is an empty shell. Every collapse feels impossible until it happens. No Roman believed Rome would vanish. No Spaniard believed the richest empire in the world could go broke 4 times in 1 century. No Briton in 1913 thought the pound would lose global dominance in their lifetime. Collapse doesn't mean destruction, it means transformation. The system that once created wealth can no longer sustain it. Inflation turns into hyperinflation, debt turned into default, politics turns into chaos. Eventually, something new emerges. A new currency, a new alliance, a new world order. The old empire either adapts or becomes a chapter in history books. The question isn't whether the United States will end like Rome or Spain, it's whether it will recognize the pattern early enough to evolve. History doesn't punish, it teaches. Empires die when they stop listening. Rome proved the pattern. Spain confirmed it. Britain repeated it. And now America walks the same path, step by step, warning sign by warning sign. But decline isn't destiny. The pattern can be slowed, maybe even paused, if a civilization rediscovers what built it in the first place. Honesty, discipline, and trust. Subscribe for more deep dives into how power rises and how it always falls.